Good time zone, friends. It's Druidsfire, and I'm here with a video entitled Blue Axes Are Best Axes. This is a preview on Lamannia, the test server of Dungeons & Dragons Online, and we're going to be taking a quick look at U80, Terror of Demogorgon, which is the name of the next expansion coming to the game. And we'll show you how they revealed that to the player base, and they did it in a super low-key way. And this preview will involve the Duergar race, the Duergar Mindcleaver Iconic fighter, Cloaker mount, Mycella hireling, and this will be our first look at them. So let's get right into it with a boop. There we go. So there's an article on DDO.com that gives you information about the Duergar, a little bit of lore about them, and I'll also show you this is where they indeed revealed our upcoming expansion called Terror of Demogorgon. So they didn't actually say update their, 80. They didn't. This is where they revealed to the wider player base in the public the title of the expansion. So we're going to do a little bit of discussion here, and then we're going to go look at a few forum threads in the Lamannia section of DDO.com. And we're also going to take a look at some of the things that have been said in the official Discord by one of the developers, Mr. Steelstar, and we'll see what we can find out. So, let's get into it. Next race is Duergar. Play with your pre-purchase. As usual, pre-purchase simply means that you're buying the expansion before it actually arrives to play. And as usual, you'll get some goodies up front, like the race, the mount, the hireling, and you'll get the rest of the goodies when the expansion drops, which will be later this year. We don't know when yet. Okay, so let's go take a quick look at these enhancement trees and a little bit of the lore about them, and then we'll go look at the thread on the forums, which expands on this. Though we have some stuff here that is basically similar to the current dwarves. Now, one thing to point out is the Duergar are not a sub-race. Like, Wood Elves are technically a sub-race of Corvair Elves in that they share the same past lives or anything. So this is not the case of what's going on here. Duergar have their own past lives, own things. But there's some commonalities because dwarves are dwarves. So these ones, +1 strength, +1 con. Dwarven stability, Dwarven stone cunning, weapon familiarity, giant evasion, orc and goblin bonus, and poison save bonus, and spell save bonus are all things existing within the dwarf. They share with the dwarf. The one thing that is specific to your Duergar are these two transmutation SLAs. Basically, you get big for +5 psionic bonus to PRR, and you can get small for a +3 psionic bonus to dodge. And they cancel each other out. And, well, if you cast Reduce Self, you don't change into your normal size. You go zoop, and then, it's like zooming on your phone, on your mobile thing. You're pinching and squeezing. No, you're pinching and zooming, whatever. All right, cores. +5 spell points. I'm sorry, +5 max hit points, +6 max spell points. Doesn't seem all that awesome, honestly. But the +1 strength or con is pretty interesting. Alrighty, so tier 1, we've got your dwarven weapon training. You can go for axes or picks and hammers. So axes +1 to hit and damage with battle axes, dwarven war axes, hand axes, great axe, and throwing axes +5 strike through chance while wielding dwarven war axe. Pick and hammer training +1 to hit and damage with heavy picks, light hammer, light picks, mauls, throwing hammers, and war hammers. Ooh, I'm having ideas here. Duergar shape number 1. While enlarged, you gain a +3 psionic bonus to attack. While reduced, you gain +3 psionic bonus to max dodge and the max dex bonus of your armor, and your enlarged injuries now last for 2 minutes if you take that item in tier 1. You also get mental fortitude +1, 2, 3 to saves versus enchantments. Armor Mastery plus 1, 2, 3. Armor Class and Armor Max Dex bonus. Forge Apprentice, you gain proficiency. With hand axes, light picks, light hammer. Hold. Consider them simple weapons? Ooh, I have some ideas there. That'll be good. Tier 2 is another round of Dwarven weapon training. And another round of Duergar Shape 2. Same stuff with a little bit extra, plus it lasts 3 minutes instead of 2. Child of the Mountain. Get some bonus to your saving throws, your fort saving throws, and the tier 3 gets a plus 5 quality bonus to max hit points. That's always sexy. Arcanum, spell points, and spell pen. Forge Familiar, arcane spell failure chance while wearing armor is decreased by 15%. Also good. Which reminds me, I think I know why my one character likes to fail her spells all the time. I'll deal with that later. Alright, tier 3. A little bit same stuff, different day, but then adding a favorite enemy of choice is vermin, giant, monstrous, humanoid. Interesting. Underdark knowledge, poison spell power. Ooh. I have some thoughts there. Forge Master, axes, picks, and hammers become spell casting implements and no longer take item damage. Oh. Alright, tier 4. Dwarven weapon, well, a little bit more of the same, a little extra bonuses. And your enlarge or reduce now lasts until rest or death. Rest or death. Say cake or death, but rest or death. Size Mastery, while enlarge, your melee attacks deal 20% damage to helpless. While reduce, you gain 5% incorporeality. Okay. Invisibility, spell-like ability, cost 6 spell points with a 12-second cooldown. Alright, and Deep Magic. Plus 1, 2, 3. Transmutation or Conjuration DCs. Okay. Your past life is plus 1 balance, plus 1 con. And they stack with the past life feats of the dwarf. Nice. I'm waiting for somebody to start posting feet pictures. I'm just saying, feats of the dwarf. Anyhow, that one's just lying there for you. Now, how do you say Duergar? Okay, how do you properly pronounce it? According to Watsy, it's either Duergar or Duergar. Duergar? Duergar? I've been saying Duergar. Duergar. Duer not. There's no try. Okay, so the iconic Mindcleaver, and the text is different from the base, is colored in blue. Hopefully nobody's colorblind for that, because that would suck. And if I couldn't see blue, I would just die, because blue is the best color. Okay, so instead of plus 1 con, you get plus 1 in int. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, and you get the sexy pictures. I mean, there is the picture here, like at the top of the article. That looked pretty cool. Alright, alright. But then you get down here. This is where you get the fun shit. This is the goods right here. So that's showing, like, I guess, an enlarge in progress. Pretty neat. So plus 1 int. And again, the cores are the same as the others, with instead of plus 1 strength, you get plus 1 int. So there's that. Oh, this blue paragraph is the best paragraph. So, mind weapons. Tap into your soul to manifest and empower weapons. This grants both the ability to conjure physical soul axes to wield as weapons, as well as the ability to enchant your current weapons to be more powerful. This enchantment has 3 components. Conjure Mindcleaver. Conjure dual Mindcleavers. Like, you know, the character we use in our promo picture right here. And empower with mind. So this honestly is like the Fate Arc Illusionist thing, where you're creating shadow weapons, which are force weapons. So you can either do a mind cleaver, which is an axe. My dwarven war axe is made of force and may use your intelligent modifier for their attack and damage. This is why they're int instead of strength. Mind cleaver shares some of the properties of flame blade. As you level up, they become more powerful. They appear in your weapon slot. You can see their description as with any weapon. If you unequip them, they will dissipate into nothingness and must be summoned again, just like Fate Arc Illusionist. And Conjure Dual Mind Cleavers, same stuff, different day. 2 axes, no waiting. Alright, Empower with Mind. This effect changes your equipped weapons, shields, and orbs to the Force material type. It causes them to be treated as implements and grants a +1 enhancement bonus. This is considered an item enchantment. As an object made of Force, it's immune to damage from oozes and rust monsters, though any special material properties of the original weapon remain. So if you have, say, an item with Biashk on it, then it's still going to have that. Pretty neat. Armor Cleaver +1, 2, 3 Sunder DCs. Okay. Also has the simple weapons thing going on. That's still pretty damn hot. Again, I have ideas that have nothing to do with the iconic class, the first class of fighter. Because that's one thing about the iconic Mindcleaver is a fighter. Now, I do know there were some folks who are having a bit of consternation about this on the forums and in the official Discord and other places, saying, why do we have another fighter as an iconic? Because we already have PDK as a fighter, right? Even though the best way to play PDK is use a +1 heart and turn them into a paladin, but that's another story entirely. So, why another fighter? I don't know. I know a lot of folks are clamoring for a druid. I don't know why we didn't get one. But I'm okay with the fighter. I mean, I play fighter. It's fun. And I think it's interesting, and I love the fact that it's blue. You know, I'm going to love the fact that the axes are blue. I may have already snatched that as a name on all of the servers. When I saw the initial photos, I'm like, yoink, I'm going to grab that name. So, if you see a blue axes on any of the servers, that's probably going to be me. Alright, so in Tier 2, we get +1, 2, 3 will saving throws. And Psychic Armor, gain 2, 4, 6 Force Absorption. And +2, +4, +6 Psionic bonus to your total armor class. Okay, so leaning into the psionic stuff, maybe it's a way for them to start doing psionic bonuses to things, and then they can start adding more psionics into the game, you know, maybe, question mark? Don't know. Okay, Mind's Edge, a melee sunder attack. You conjure a mind... Wait, how is this a melee attack? You conjure a mind cleaver and send it hurtling at your target foe, making an attack roll on that target and dealing damage with your main hand melee weapon if it hits, plus 1d4 force damage per character level to that target that scales with 100% melee power. In addition, the affected target must make a will saving throw, 14 plus strength or int mod, plus sunder bonuses to be sundered, losing 10% AC and 25% fort for 6 seconds. The ability considered a sunder for the purpose of other abilities. Great weapon aptitude, increasing your strike through chance by 5, 10, 20%. Pretty hot there. I do like that Mind's Edge. So Mind's Edge just says it's a melee sunder attack, but it actually looks like a range. It sounds like a ranged sunder attack. I think this is this is the animation of Mind's Edge right here, or an image of it. That looks pretty damn cool. Not gonna lie. Okay, for Tier 4, you get Perfect Mind Cleavers. Mind Cleavers and weapons that are empowered with mind that you wield cause enemies to be shaken for 6 seconds, not stirred. Apply once every 2 seconds. And Shattering Mind. Your Mind's Edge now explodes when it hits the target, hitting enemies in a small... Ooh! Shattering Mind turns Mind's Edge into a small AoE. Hell yeah. Affected enemies also suffer the Psychic Trauma effect, which grants -3 to will saving throws, stacks 5 times, lasts 24 seconds. Hot. Past life feats for the iconic. Iconic past life stance is plus 2% force absorption per stack of this past life, and passive bonus +1 saving throw versus illusions. Also, it should be noted, and we knew that this was going to happen. I believe Steelstar had mentioned it briefly. That in conjunction with the Duergar ability or addition above, making the following changes to the base dwarf enhancement tree. So, Tier 3, the whole here now contains the Duergar's favorite enemy multi-selector listed above. Child of the Mountain is 1 action point per rank. The movement speed penalty on Stand Like Stone is now 20%, was 50%. Nice. Makes that not as bad. Hands of Stone uses stun DCs instead of transmutation. The base DC of Hands of Stone now starts at 14, was 10. Dwarven Axe Training 4 now also adds a +1 competence bonus to a critical threat range with Dwarven War Axes. Dwarven Pick and Heavy Hammer Training also adds a +1 competence bonus to crit threat range with War Hammers and Heavy Picks. So that's the article on the Duergar. I'll plop that link in the video below. So you can all take a look at it if you'd like. Now let's move on. We're going to step away from the Duergar for just a few moments and talk about some of the other good stuff coming with the expansion. And let's go. Boop. Let's scroll up. Look at all this goodness posted by Tolero. So this is major features and some minor features and balance changes. So there's a couple of known issues going on. By the way, Randall Lyric, a pet of our good friend Tonquin, who has left the dev team and then come back to the dev team and has been going ham on things. Tasty, tasty ham. Okay. The Accelerate spell Madamax Shriek now protects applicable spells from being interrupted when taking damage. Very nice. Randall Lyric is in Myth Draenor and Lamannia. I will show you where he is in Myth Draenor because I have to do the quest. But I do know in Myth Draenor he's in the in the upper northwest corner, I believe, of the map, past the Epic Fate Spinner. I'll show you where. And the one in Lamannia, I happened to watch when Strimtom was going through this. He's actually in the tavern in the city hall in the corner. So if you go into the tavern from the main room, bang a left, and he's right back against the back wall. Alright. Items found during the Symphony of the Fae event have lost their event exclusive bonus. Yes! Man, I liked it for like a few seconds, but then once everybody realized we couldn't find our freaking named items very well, or we accidentally sold them. Yeah, I'm glad they're going away. Going forward, while an event with equipment restrictions is active, only those players playing with those restrictions will see the event exclusive warning overlays. They will only see them over items that would provide a penalty. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what that means just yet. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in live. Okay, it also means that if you're playing with those restrictions, you will be warned for items that are invalid for you, so you'll not see anything over gear that is valid for your usage. Okay. Items will continue to drop with the souvenir effects, and those effects will continue to persist as a fun reminder of the world-shifting nature of these immersive experiences. Okay. Wait, well, hold up. New filigrees? Wait, we haven't had filigree since what? Saltmarsh? Yeah. 6 new Generation 3 Raid Filigrees and 1 new Generation 2 Raid Filigree. What? So Divinity Ultimate Fury gets a +2 Strength with a +4 PRR. So they're all given a +4 PRR, +4 MRR. So we have a +2, basically one for each main stat. Yeah, Strength, Dex, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma. Oh, no, Wisdom gets 2. Oh, get wrecked. Anybody else? Alright. And the Generation 2 Raid Filigree Bravery throughout Shattered Device now grants +2 Strength instead of 6 PRR. Okay. So, that's fun. Split Prefix Unbound Crafting recipes within Essence Crafting have been temporarily removed from the game. They will return in a future update. I don't know what those mean because I don't remember off the top. Oh, split. Okay, prefixes. Never mind. Okay, reduce the number of monsters in some groups in Just Business. How dare you? That's fine, actually. Adjusted lighting and decor and blown deadline and House of Pain to make certain valves and levers easier to spot. Okay. So doing some Sharn update. Spell DC's bonuses of items across the game have been significantly increased, with items 30 and level 30 and above receiving the highest increases to their DC bonuses. And it mentions again the dwarf race update. Teleport spells and teleport items have been standardized to work in the following way. Teleport spells are now a standing induction that can be interrupted by movement. Channel duration matches. Because I remember, if I start an induction of a teleport and then I move, it still teleports me anyway. So, actually interrupting it by jumping or whatever. Channel duration matches the current channel time of the expansion teleport. They can no longer be quickened. Oh, shame. Because it's easier to interrupt the teleport channel, the cooldown on expansion. Oh, that's a good one. The cooldown on the expansion teleport items like the Bottle of Mist, the Frozen Bottle of Mist, which they still need to change the icon for, has been reduced from 60 to 20. At least in the teleport UI, they still show the same colors. No, actually, the bottle, the item, is the same color, but in the UI, it's correct when you actually use the item. None of these changes affect deed or... Okay. Bug fixes. Now, one thing to note... I want to be very clear that I acknowledge that these are not all Tonquin. I know Tonquin is a person who loves to go ham on fixing bugs. Very different. But I also recognize that other members of the dev team did their share. Some people are like, oh, it's all Tonquin. I would like to acknowledge that I'm sure it wasn't all Tonquin. So, that being said, Augment Miserable Force Absorptions. Tooltip now displays the correct amount of force absorption. Helmet of Workplace Safety now has Flavor Text. Oh, God. Charm Monster Mask for Bards now accepts the Emboldened. Ooh. Inflict Wounds. Add Mixtures now accept the Emboldened and Heightened Metamagics. Oh. A Trap Box in Amber Temple has been rotated. That was one of Tonquin's. Solar Gems of Threat Decrease now work on range and spell. Just made it. Okay. The Claw Combat Style now properly works with the Dark Imbuement and Living Shadow Feat. Death Attack in Dark Hunter now reliably... Oh, that would be nice. For Cormir! Now lasts as a turn. Okay. A misbehaving pillar found in the Blue Water Inn has been reattached to the wall. My God. So, I'm not going to read all of them. You can read them on the forums. I will link the forum link below. So you can read them at your leisure. And, of course, note that there will be Preview 2, Preview 3, or whatever. So, good times. So, Dark Hunter Smoke Trap now correctly applies to bosses. Alchemist On-Hit Imbue Spells now correctly applied to bosses. Ooh. Okay. I'm just looking for something that really stands out as being, oh my God, this is so good! Ooh, Form of the Lord Vampire and Dampier now stays through the death, thank you. I haven't played my Dampier enough to die, but good lord. Oh, no! Disintegrate spell no longer pretends to be dust to dust. Jeez. Oh, Chaos Master core abilities persist through that. That's good. Alright. Death Ward is now properly shield typed? Oh. Rejuve Cocoons don't break invisibility. Oh, Dragonborn males can now fire dual crossbow special attacks. That's very nice. Resurrection spell name has been fixed in the Resurrection Pop. Can you do it for the pet that came with Lamannia? That would be so nice. Somebody gives it 2 S's and 1 R. Okay. Alright. The Thorn Lord Longbow now has a more immersive tooltip. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Locked Away Part 2 is now correctly named. Send you to the correct place. Oh. I don't think I've ever had it send me to the wrong place. Uh-oh. This one's gonna cause some chaos. Certain past lives no longer give an enormous amount of saving throws for no reason. Oh. Oh, Magical Recoil and Macro Technic. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that'll be nice for Arcane Trickster. Fix some target mismatches in their stolen spells. I'm happy to see that Strimtom finally publishes Arcane Trickster builds. At least the first few, and I'm gonna look at them at some point and see if I want to re-roll my Arcane Trickster again, because I used his beginner Arcane Trickster build, but he's done a new one, a new 3 actually. So I'll take a look at those and see which one I want to do. All right. You can actually purchase returning throwing items. Oh, that's kind of hot. Myth Draenor Slayer quest no longer references Lamannia. Oops. It is no longer snowing in Saltmarsh? Oh man, I always liked it when it was snowing by the sea lion rare. Adjusted the names of some archetype past lives to better organize them alphabetically. As somebody who likes to alphabetize things, I appreciate that. Ooh, Grand Theft Auto remove your max tumble charges. Oh, wisps are no longer invisible and into the mists or any other wisp thing. Hell yeah! Remove the duplicate. That's funny. Remove that. Okay, a lot of updating world things. One thing I'm not seeing in here is something they really, really, really need to do. And I'm not seeing it here. Engineering changes. Certain UI elements such as quest objective panel now have a more complete bottom right corner graphic. Okay. Spell power, spell crit, and spell critical damage now appear in details plus tab. Nice. Adjustments been made to how slotted filigree set bonuses appear to ensure that all slotted filigree set bonuses are visible. Oh, when examining an item, the names of set bonuses are now gold instead of teal. Good. So one thing I'm not seeing in this that they really, really, really need to do is they need to refactor the landscape for Isle of Dread and for Keep on the Borderlands, because they got a shit ton of floating foliage. So there we go. So those are the patch notes in general for this Lamannia preview. So let's move on to the next thing in our list, which is the DC Boost Initiative, and this is from Tonquin! Okay, so certain values on certain loot affixes to significantly boost the rate at which items contribute to spell DCs. Our goal is to make it easier to build up a DC caster, especially during the legendary levels. Here are the details. Bonuses found on random loot, crafted loot, and name loot will be increased. They don't say how much. Any item that uses our scaling system, which includes things like Dino Bone and Victranium crafting. Nice. Focus on the 3 main channels for a spell DC boost: equipment, insightful, and quality. Alright. Increases retroactive. Oh, so you don't have to refarm shit. Yes! I'm down for that. Increase starts smaller in Heroic, but increases significantly after reaching level 30. Okay. Yeah, because I do know that a lot of folks say that certain things drop off once you hit Legendary, once you get to endgame. So that's nice. Both single school effects, such as Necro Focus, and all school effects, such as Spell Focus Mastery, are being adjusted. Alright. We're also adjusting how these effects compare to one another. After these changes, the single school ones will be higher or equal to their all school counterparts, whereas that was not always the case. Yeah, it always felt better. I mean, if you're single schooling it, you should be better than... It's basically Jack of all trades, master of none kind of deal. Gonna change the bonuses on Heroic and Legendary Ring. Argoness and I-Band to be sacred typed to help cut down on typing complexity. Okay. Items currently set for level 34 will have Spell Focus Mastery values of +6 bonus. All spells received with these changes. That same item will instead provide a +7. Currently stat for level 34 would have Necro Focus of +6, +3 Insight, and +1 Quality. With these changes, the same item will provide +11 Equipment, +5 Insight, and +2 Quality. So that looks pretty hot. Thank you, Tonquin, for being a badass for that. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our friend the Duergar, and we're going to go look at their stuff a little bit more, and then toward the end here, I'm going to actually, I'm on Lamannia right now, that's where the music is coming from, if you can hear it. And we're going to, first of all, I'm going to show you where Randall Lyric is in Myth Draenor. And we will then go build them, because I want to show you what the cosmetic appearances are, what the ratio looks like. And I already have a level 34 created, ready to go. We'll just hop into someplace and we'll look at the really cool hireling and also the really, really, really cool mount. It's going to be amazing. But I want to start off with what Steelstar says here. The first look at Duergar. And he gives a little background for those of us who may not have read every single damn D&D book out there. You know who you are. Okay, similar dwarves and often have their origins Underdark. They're known for delving, digging, discovery, craftsmanship, and an innate connection to psionic power. And, as I mentioned earlier, and he actually mentioned here before I said this, because this was this morning, we don't have much in the way of psionics in DDO. Duergar and the related Iconic will make use of their innate powers. And this is something really new and cool about Duergar. And this represents a paradigm shift for DDO. Duergar and DDO are from the Forgotten Realms. And this is important for many reasons. The important one is deities. So think about the Forgotten Realms deities that we have never either had access to at all playable, or the Forgotten Realms deities that you could only get if you were a specific other iconic, such as Morning Lord being a Monitor, etc., you know. So this is actually really, really good. So, it says all of our base races up till now have started their journey in Eberron, with a few select few iconics originating in the FR. Duergar will start in the FR. On making a Duergar character, you will find yourself in the Demon Web, speaking to a wizard of great renown. Sorry, we have to talk to Elminster. The Sage of Shadowdale. Ye will find yourself talking to him, and then he will send you on the way. We'll show you what that looks like. He'll give you some information, send you to Stormreach, where you can learn and grow. You leave the Demon Web, you'll head to wherever your character would have started otherwise. Either to the beach with Jeets, or to the veteran status airship. Okay, what does this mean? Again, base Duergar characters use Forgotten Realms deities when taking divine class levels. Yes! But this is also the important thing. Right now, this is exclusive to Duergar, though other races may see use of it in the future. I like this, leaving that door open. Of course, there are going to be some players who say, but you promised us. They're not promising. They're saying may. See, May is doing a lot of lifting here, but it's might. It's a possibility. So, again, these are the innate feats that we saw before. And here's an additional note about the enlarge and reduce. Duergar in most editions of D&D have an innate psionic ability to alter size, and this is how they represent them, with longer duration and better benefits as you go up the racial tree. Okay. So, important note, being related to dwarves, they share a few abilities with dwarves, and some of those have gotten buffed. Again, I'm not too impressed with the cores, I have to say. I'm not too impressed with those. But I do like to know here about Forge Apprentice, and this is why I was really excited about them being classed or considered simple weapons. And he says, it may seem odd, it is here to open up some interesting synergy with the Alchemist Vile Chemist tree. So I'm expecting Strimtom to give us a Duergar Alchemist build at some point. You gotta do it, man. Alright. Next, we have... let's see, any other notes here? The Underdark Knowledge, and he says, well, a lot of the Duergar trees lean martial. Our base races tend to be a little broader than just one focus. Duergar do often interact with poisons, and this ability helps support a few different possible builds. Okay, also Alchemist. Alrighty. And that's an additional note for Deep Magic Multi-Selector. So there you go. So the Dwarven weapon training is identical to Dwarf, has been upgraded, see below. And Duergar racial past life feats, the +1 con stacks with Dwarf. It's the same bonus as the Dwarf, would be interested in the suggestions to change it up. So these are not set in stone, the racial past life feats. So, set in stone, pun. So there's that. And there's also the little bit about the dwarf adjustment. The big thing about changing the favorite enemy. And these little bits also really, really nice. And people have opinions on it, and they're welcome to their opinions. And I don't have to show them. Alright. Now, finally, we're going to look at the Mindcleaver Iconic. Different from the base Duergar are in blue. And again, Duergar Mindcleavers are level 1 fighter with no archetype. So it's not an archetype. We don't have to run into the Wild Mage or Dark Bargainer stuff again. So again, Forgotten Realms. So I'm thinking of Duergar Cleric, Duergar Paladin. Though a cleric with intelligence, that'd be kind of weird. Think about that. Okay. I want to see if there's any other notes. And yes, he acknowledges this is the second iconic fighter we've done. However, they should have a pretty distinct niche relative to the Purple Dragon Knight. But I don't think it's really so much as, okay, this is a different kind of fighter necessarily. I think people were just hoping to get a druid, honestly. Okay, the mind weapons. We mentioned this before, and I'm just going to read the italicized here. As you level up, your mind cleavers get a level appropriate versions of impactful, force blast, combat mastery, and destruction. Nice. Because we already read all this other stuff. Because they're on the Duergar page. So I do like seeing the little developer notes here. So he adds, and I saw Strimtom discover this and was like, oh my god, this is so cool. That Mind's Edge is functionally a main hand melee attack at range. And we'll show you what that looks like. Alright. And it doesn't look like there are any additional notes there. So those are all the notes from the forums for this update. Let's actually go in game and see our Duergar that I've already made, who is looking at Randall Lyric. Let me grab the game now and move this over here so I can see the game. And move this over there because I don't need this anymore. Make that smaller. Okay. There we go. Let's put my stream stuff where I can see everything. Okay. So Randall Lyric is here. So he's by this this southern exit, and so you can kind of get an idea. He's over past that broken wall. So basically, the way to get to him is follow the path toward the eastern exit, past this guy, and then just keep it's like right there. All right, cool. And you can kind of see that there's already some cool stuff about the appearance of this character. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to go make a couple of new characters because we're going to do that. Because what I want to do is show off the two, the dances, the 4 dances actually, because you got dance and you got dance 2 for both genders and they're different. We're going to take a look at character creation. And we're going to I'm going to actually show you the enlarge and reduce now. Because enlarge self, whoop, roar, look how big I am compared to this Harlan Tapscott dude. Let's get this guy. We'll stand next to this mythal expert. Look how ginormous I am compared to this person. Oh, by the way, you notice that my lady dwarf has got a beard. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. And then we will show how we look when we're teeny. Look how teeny we are! Look how teeny we are! Okay. Alright. Let's get back to... So those are the two, and both the regular and the iconic both get that. So that's kind of cool. And so let's go take a look at character creation for the Duergar before we do some shenanigans here. So we'll start with a regular one. Actually, even though it's not really wise, we could do a favorite soul. Let's actually do a favorite soul. I think some folks were also hoping for a favorite soul. So we're going to pick a deity, and it's going to be fun. And customize. Remember, when you're trying to create a Duergar, they don't do paths. So don't even bother with trying to do a path. Always customize. Oh, alright. Let's take a look at what the ladies look like. We're just going to pick some things, because I'm only here to show the appearances real quick. So I don't care what the stats are. We're just doing these to pick them so I can get out of character generation. Alright. Who cares? Who cares? Alright, so here we go. If you play a divine Duergar, your religious choices are a Monitor, Helm, or Sylvanas. So that means a Monitor gives you proficiency with heavy maces, and they're your favorite weapon, +1 to hit. Helm is the same, but Bastard Sword. You know me, I love Bastard Swords. And then Sylvanas, Mauls. The Sylvanas build it can be a go. So, 2-handed Mauls. Hell yeah, but not Warhammers. That's okay. So we're going to go with this one because we've never been able to have Sylvanas until now. Alright, we're just going to pick a couple spells. Again, we're just trying to get through character generation just for grins. Okay. So this is what the ladies look like. So what are the choices, the things we get to mess with? We have hairstyle, hair color, hair ombre, head tattoo, tattoo color. Ooh. Oh. These are really dark. Okay. Eyebrows, eyes, eye color, head, skin color, facial detail, facial hair, lips, lip color, scars, scars 2, jewelry, jewelry color, and we do know that they have made it so jewelry color will actually stay after character generation now. So that's really nice. And gem color. Okay. I don't see any gems, question mark. Alright, well, let's go take a look at our hairstyles. We'll start at number 1 and go from there. I'm not looking until we get to number 1. Alright, number 1 is you bald. You very bald. Okay. Then we've got this. We got a hawk. Hold on, hold on. Gem color is green. Oh, there we go. The gem color takes care of that. Okay. Blue. Always go for blue. Okay. It's not really a sapphire blue, though. Kind of sucks for that. Alright. So, hairstyles. We got this hawk. Now, I kind of wish I didn't choose a cleric because it got that shield in the damn way. Okay, go on. Alright. Hairstyle 3 without the gemstones. Hairstyle 4 with the gemstones again. Wait, hold on. 2 and 4 are the same, are they not? There's a different, shorter hawk. Oh, buzz cut plus a hawk. Okay, and then a normal hawk. Okay, gotcha. So we got variations on the mohawk. We got this, this ponytail, a bigger ponytail. An even bigger ponytail. Yeah, some of these hairstyles are not working right because here's number... Okay, here's number 7, number 8, number 9. Then number 10 is only like... They're the same. So I'm guessing maybe this thing is different. Because if you notice like a couple of the hawks, that one had the gemstone on the end, and this one had the little ombre thing on the end. So I'm thinking that's probably what it is like the thing. Oh, okay, there's a side cut. Here's a longer side cut. Here's the other side cut. And the other long side cut. Oh, we got some braids going on here with those things holding place. And then you got the version with the gemstones. Okay. And then you got this one where 2 of the braids are tied up, holding the others back. Okay. And then with the gemstones. Those do look pretty cool. This is my favorite hairstyle so far. But I do like my gemstones because they're shiny. Okay. What's this one? Same thing but with gemstones. Then tying the hair, and then tying the hair with the gemstones. And then we're back to bold. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's grab a hairstyle that's got actual hair on it. Try this one. Okay, hair color. Oh, okay. Again, we have the ombre going on there. So we got a lot of good choices here. Got some blondes. We got some fiery reds. Some cherry, a little bit of a cherry red. We got some browns. Got some purple. Got some greens in there. Got some platinum blonde. Got some aubens. All right, let's choose something pretty neutral. Let's make this as light as possible. And then let's start messing with the ombre. The ombre could be like a silver. It could be like black. There we go. It's my favorite blue. Alright, let's see what the ombre looks like in the various hairstyles, though. Because I know, like, for some races, the ombre only works in certain hairstyles and not all of them. Okay, so the ones with the little gemstone don't have much ombre, any ombre at all. Yeah. But let's have more. It's very subtle. Hold on, what's the long hair umber look like? Still pretty gosh darn subtle. So I guess you're gonna sacrifice your umber for the gemstones, I suppose. That's a hard choice because I like them both. Oh, the umber's better in this one for sure. This one you get a little bit of both, yeah. That one also. And actually, this one might be the best choice out of all of them because you get both the umber and the gemstones show up pretty well. Alright. Alright, we're going to change up the head tattoo and see what we got. But you can actually take a look at it from the top. So there aren't too many choices there. On your tattoo color, you got reds, you got deep blue, shifting to greens, and and then you have the light colored ones, which are all basically bright variations, like a very pale green, a very pale purple, and then a pale blue though. Eyebrows, we have attack eyebrows going on here. Yeah, these remind me of some of the eyebrows they had for the Eladrin. And eye choices. Let's start with number 1. Okay. Kind of almost look like they're blind. These are some older eye styles, though, aren't they? Ooh, that one's almost like a cat eye. Oh! That's pretty cool. Wait, what? It's got a gem in his eye? Oh, that looks pretty damn sinister, not gonna lie. But the eye color doesn't change that. Hold on, hold on. Did the gem color change that? Oh, sick! Honestly, it feels like the greens are standing out the most. Yeah, the blues, I'm a little bit sad that, the greens are the most distinctive of these, and the blues are kind of weak sauce. Okay. Back to eye color. So let's see how eye color looks on an actual pair of eyes. A lot of interesting choices there. Okay, head, you got how many choices? 5 choices for heads. There's that one, that one, that one. Okay, skin color. Got very pale. Got very dark one. Oh, hello. You can be blue. You can be purple. You can be a grape. Yeah, there's a lot of good choices here. Though there's not really a lot of blue, actual blues, like the blue that I have for the eyes. Okay, facial detail. Oh. Just tattoos? Ooh, I like that one. Kind of looks like wings on their face. I've got wings on my face. Wait, this one's the same as the first. Yeah, 3 and 5 are the same one. So some of them are missing. Facial hair. Wait, hold on. I'm playing a female dwarf. Look. She's got boobs. I get facial hair? Holy shinola. Look at that beard. She looks amazing. Okay. So we have that. A little bit. Oh, that's frizzy hair. Nice. Oh, me likey. I like that a lot. And the frizzy version. Different chin beard. I actually kind of like that one. The ladies get a lot of beard choices. And for lips, we have 7 choices. We got that, 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 and that. Alright, for lip color, we have a whole bunch of choices. Interesting. And for scars, we have 8 choices for scars. Kind of like this one. Like, look at my face! Actually, you know, they remind me of the Rachel Summers hound marks from the X-Men comics. Do you have the facial scars without the one over the eye? Because that would be hot. Wait, you have to have a scar no matter what? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, there's the scars too. Never mind. Alright, so you can mix and match your scars. I do like the Rachel Summers hound marks. I might have to use those. And you can't recolor the scars, though. It's okay. Alright, we're going to do a couple of randomizations just to see what we come up with. Oh, wait, we missed some stuff. Jewelry. Let's randomize again. There we go. Oh, man, she looks pissed. Alright, so how many choices of jewelry we got? Oh, that was 14. Okay, so we have 14 jewelry choices. So that's no jewelry at all. Okay. What are they like blinders? Like you'd see on a horse? Nose ring. Though again, the earrings and the nose rings are not quite in the right spot. At least the nose ring's not in the right spot. And the septum piercing is not quite in the right spot there either. You've got a nose to ear chain. Remember, you can change your jewelry colors as well. Now, I understand that these will actually stay after initial creation. Unlike how the dump here don't work, right? You create it in the character select here, and then as soon as you go in and save it, it just defaults back to red. Like this kind of, no, it's actually like red. Red wine. We'll make it blue. Alright. We got a few more to check out. Ooh, I like that. Let's make my gem stones blue again. As close to blue as we can get. Because they're not really strong blue. Alright. Okay, little diamonds across the face. The Ivanova style earring, just one side of the earring. Oh, look at that. That also looks fun. Looks like something fun if you like hit somebody in the face with it. Okay, earring on the other side. The diamonds and the septum piercing. The blinders, but with earrings. Okay. And just the earrings. And then 2 nose piercings and 2 little earrings. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Alright, let's go take a look at the gentleman. Actually, no, let's just make up a name. We're going to call her Test Cleric. It's not allowed. I think somebody has this name. Nope, somebody doesn't. Sweet. All right. And let's make... Well, I mean, I already made a Mindcleaver. But I wanted to show what we'll make in... Wait, was she an alchemist? Hold on. Oh, I made a favorite soul. Let's make an alchemist dude. Duergar. And again, we're just gonna pick stuff because I don't really care. Just trying to spend points so I can get to what I need. These aren't going to be played. We're just going to log in and check a few things out. Alright, next. Just going to choose single weapon fighting because I don't care. Select 7 more spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't care. Okay, so dudes have the same choices: hair, hairstyle, hair color, ombre, head tattoo, colors, blah blah blah. So we're gonna do a few randoms just to see what it kind of can look like. Oh man, he's got some nice lipstick. That one part of the beard, though, it's obviously animated a little bit different than everything else. It looks very strange. Those gemstone eyes are kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Let me take a look at the various eye options here. Yeah, there's some older ones that currently exist on dwarves, and actually they look like the human eyes on human males. But then there's some that they made that are specifically, I think, for Duergar. These ones. Oh. Do like those. Do like that one, too. They don't really change all that much, though. The color in the main part of the eye is not that different. The gemstones are just killing me. But here's a good way to demonstrate the difference that the gems on the jewelry and the gems on the character are matching. I know, is it me? But did the dude get better colors of gemstone? It's probably because it was a gold offset, so the blue stuck out a bit more. Yeah, it has the same scars and all the same jewelry options, so these are all the same. So it looks like the gentlemen don't get any different facial hair versions. So honestly, other than the fact that the body is male and the faces are a little bit different, the actual heads, the options for character generation are pretty same either way. Let's just give him a name. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to see what the starting instance looks like. Now, my account has veteran status on it, so I believe I'll get shipped off to the airship before I go talk to Jeets. So let's begin. We're in the demon web. I was expecting to find answers out here in this twisted place, yet I must admit I didn't expect to find them in the form of a lost soul. Who are you? Where am I? Why, I am Elminster, the sage of Shadowdown, the wizard of Control Realm, the demon, the domain of the spider-quated wolf. Who might ye be? My memories are hazy. I don't know who I am. And chance it be? Just get me out of here before I die. Oh, I can't argue with that. But the gods have ways of ensuring that even the most recalcitrant of performers eventually play their part. Which do you leave? I can oblige. Ahead is a portal. Alright. Okay, to another world! And because I'm on the airship, I can then take my vet status if I want to. Alright. And that is the creation of the Duergar on both sides. So, I'm going to switch back to the prepared character because I have a couple more really cool things to show you. Let me actually get my test door going here as well. Get her on the airship. Because I'm going to show you the dances, and then we're going to switch over, and then I'm going to show you the other stuff. I'm in Wolf's domain. I'm going to choose the other option. You can count on me! See? I'm much nicer than my other dude was. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you the two sets of racial dances per character. And then we will switch to the other character. Alright. I'll go up here. Let's go in the back. Let's go back her. Now there isn't actually much room to see back here, but yeah, we'll manage. We'll manage. Oh yeah, that's why we're kind of back here because there's not much room to dance. We'll just dance in the main deck. All right. Just the main lady dance. I believe this is the Techno Viking. Okay. And what's dance 2? Alrighty. Alright, those are both of those for the Lady Duergar. Let's go to the dude Duergar again. And go check his dances. Alright. He's gonna dance for Thelia. Alright. Here you go. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of a friend I saw dancing at a convention once. Okay, so there's dance 1. Let's get dance 2 going. Oh, look at that! It's actually kind of fun. Alright. Now, let's go look at the other two things I have to show you before I let you go. To get on with the rest of your day. Let's go to Phoenix, who saw Randall Lyric in Myth Draenor. Okay. So, a couple things I want to show. First of all, we're going to go show off the hireling. The featherfall animation is kind of weird, but okay. I'm just going to go into the wilderness here. Okay, so one of the things that's currently busted in Lamannia is the outfit, because it has the race wrong, so we don't know what it looks like. But the Mindcleaver starts with heavy armor. And it starts with level 15 random gear, and it's iconic starting gear. It's not supposed to be good. The idea is that once you create an iconic, the first thing you do is put other gear on them. TBD. At least this is correct. So let's put this on. Oh, there's two of them. But I don't think it's actually functioning because your armor appearance kit will now be shown if you have an item in the cosmetic armor slot that will be shown instead. And yeah, that's not working right. So, oh well. The art is probably just not in yet. We'll see it soon enough. And so we get Kixum as a one-handed axe. And then we get Geddes as another thing. And I'm noticing the attack and damage mod, even though this is the iconic, are both strength and dex. There's just strength on this, and then the great axe is just strength. So I think we need to fix that. That being said, did I pick up the hireling? I did. So, one thing to point, the Myconid Druid is our hireling. Now, level 11 and level 36. So what this tells us with a level 11 is the expansion is going to start at level 11, which is kind of new. It adds to what's available, so that is pretty cool. And 36 means it'll be able to play in Lamannia. And among us, there is a fungus. Not in a bad way, though. Mycella spores are a boon to allies and a bane to enemies. So we're going to take a quick look at the... let's summon her first. And we'll take a look at the heroic options here. Oh my god, it's a fungus! It's a fungus. Oh wait, are you rocking a Feywild staff there, kiddo? I think you are. So for heroic abilities, we have your usuals. We have True Seeing. We have Myconid Spores. Will heal allies and harm enemies with piercing damage. The healing is enhanced on Myconids and other plant-like creatures. Then we have a Cure Crit Wounds and Reincarnate. So at level 11, this character can reincarnate. So that's kind of hot. What does this do? Oh. It's kind of actually hard to see in the in this area. I'm not seeing what it's actually doing. Now, I was watching Stream Tom's performance. He ran the starting quest for Lamannia, the Body Snatcher quest. He ran it on Elite with a level. What was his character? I don't remember. But he basically just stood back and watched the hireling wreck everybody. And then when he did the same thing on the legendary version, because this is a melee hireling, they got face rolled by the mobs. It was funny. So let's dismiss you, and you have the druid icon. Unlike Ron, I don't think Rana has. All right, let's get you out, and let's see if I can summon the level 36 version. Oh, I must wait! Well, okay. While we wait, I'm going to show you something else really, really cool. I'm going to put you down here. I'm going to show you the cloaker mount. Look at that! Look at that. That's a face only a mother could love. Ah! But I would like to point out a couple of things. Is our characters are doing a completely different pose on the mount. This is not the same pose that you do on the storm cloud or on the magic carpet. And obviously you're not going to do a pose like that on any of the normal mounts like horses and whatnot. Also, it has a dance. Honestly, this is like one of Devilor's silly dances that he likes to do. Okay, and I'd also like to show you what it does. It flaps. And when it glides, you're doing featherfall, it does that. And when you land on water, it floats above the water. How's that cool? And then you can still go underwater. You know, that's kind of cool. But yeah. But on top of the water, it flies above the surface of the water. That's pretty cool. So this is the cloaker mount. Available in DDO with the upcoming expansion. I think we just got a lag spike on Lamannia. Or it just might be my my things misbehaving. I don't know, is it going faster than a normal mount? I don't know. Alright, how much time do we have left? 2 minutes. So, we still have a couple of things to look at. We did go over the Iconic and the base Duergar things. We're going to take a look at what's going on here with reference to... I said this was going to be the last thing. I lied. And we're gonna go take a look at the actual trait trees here. Actually, let's start that process on the Iconic to start with. The enhancement trees. So basically for your fighter, you still have the same fighter tree. This is not an archetype where they switch out one of the enhancement trees for something else. So this is a racial, a different race. So what we have here, again, we saw the Underdark upbringing. Again, I'm not too impressed with the cores. So the Dwarven weapon training. No, it's not letting me look. Okay. That's fine. So these are the things we went over. And as you see, they don't have the icons for them right now. They will get icons, obviously, before it goes live. I think the most interesting thing that I have here, or I think, is the Mind's Edge. It really But you need 10 points spent in the tree. So you're going to have to sacrifice something somewhere else for that to happen. But it's still a really cool effect. But the mind weapons option is really the best thing here. It is definitely a variation on the Fate Arc Illusionist shadow weaponry, illusory weaponry thing. It's basically the same thing, only with blue weapons and blue axes. So, what I want to do is actually spend some points, which I can't do while I'm in the wilderness. How long do we have? Ready to go. Okay, so the iconic version has 2,207 hit points, 3,275 spell points. And we have the same things. We have True Seeing, we have Mycelial Spores, and they should do even more better. And then we have Heal, and then we have Reincarnate. So that's the regular, I'm sorry, that's the legendary version. Alright, so let's go out and let's go take a look at our trait trees. And we're gonna go see what we can do with them. Alright. Okay, we want that to go away. Okay. I want to show what the mind weapons looks like. Pick and hammer training. So being a Sylvanas person, I would want pick and hammer training. We're just taking everything, we don't care. All of them. Okay, let's accept that. And we're gonna open up a couple of hot bars for some good. Yeah, I just picked stupid spells, I didn't care. Alright, let's go find us some training dummies to aim at. So, I'm gonna go to the test dojo. Look, I'm see-through. Everybody can see through me. I think the loot guy may... Yeah, it doesn't look like any of the new stuff is here. That's still stuff from the most recent update, Dragon's Horde. So I'm not worried about it right this second. What we're gonna do, though, is we're gonna go beat up the kobolds. And this is what I'm all about. These bright as hell dual cleavers. Okay, what else we got? We can also unequip them. Let's put our war axe back on, and then we're going to... And so there's also just conjure a single Mindcleaver, which is a single... See, just a single-handed weapon. It's just a one-handed Dwarven war axe. Empower with Mind. This is the really cool one because it changes your other weapons. It gives them this really cool blue effect. And I remember stream testing it with like all kinds of different weapons. Like it would work on the one lightning sword from Fire Over Morgrave, but it wouldn't work on an ignition. It doesn't work on shields. So even though it says... well, it changes your equipped weapon, shields, and orbs to force material type, but it doesn't actually change the appearance because shields and orbs don't do that. So, and then finally, Mind's Edge. This is going to be the fun one. We're going to tag your ass and hit you with this. Ho 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 ho! That's hot! Conjure a Mindcleaver and send Hurtling towards your target foe. So it's only once every 24 seconds, though. It's definitely not something you're just going to be spamming that button, but the effect looks pretty gosh darn cool, not going to lie. So I think that is pretty much everything that we've got here. Again, we do have Randall Lyric is back with more goodies. Though he's been updated with Myth Draenor and Lamortia stuff. And that's, again, thank you to Tonquin, because Randall Lyric was a Tonquin thing. So now you can see some of the Lamortia things. And these, I believe, were added in the last expansion in Lamortia. So there you go. Something to spend your Remmies on, other than Sterling. Okay, so that is my first look at the new expansion goodies, including the Duergar Iconic Mindcleaver. We didn't actually look at the main racial tree, but it's kind of like Dwarf, but with a couple extra things. So, not really a lot going on there. So we did take a look at these earlier. It does look a lot different when you actually can see them in game. Though I'll be better when I can actually see the artwork, so it'll sink better into my head. So a lot of these are pretty cool. The invisibility one is kind of fun. Perfect Mindcleavers, yeah. That's also pretty good. But you're going to need to put stuff into your racial tree to get all the goods good there. So that is the preview. If you want more in-depth stuff about the various theory crafting that's going on. I definitely highly recommend watching Strimtom's video about it. I'm sure all the usual theory crafters, like Axel and Voodoo, everybody, all of them, will put out their videos and let you know what's what with all the stuff. I'm personally probably just going to wait until I see Strimtom builds, because that's where I start, because he's generally pretty good about making first life builds and explaining why you want to do this or that or the other thing, and like to follow along. Alright, that's it for me. Again, this is Druidsfire. If you like the video, please toss a like on it. If you like the channel, toss a subscribe on that instead. That costs you absolutely nothing. And I'll have more content for DDO coming in the future days. As with each Lamannia preview comes down the pipeline, we'll check and see where things change, because this stuff is not all set in stone. Pun intended, because dwarves live in the stone. Okay. And yeah, we'll see if how much this budges based on what the community feedback is. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.